I just want to make a couple of generalized points, and I like the use of the word guidelines in there. I'm glad you mentioned that. I think you make a good point. But when we're talking about non-officially sanctioned Shorewood pages, we're specifically using the term guidelines because otherwise you're running into restricted speech issues. But I think that the most important language in this thing probably is the new language on page 14 under step 2. Because if you put that, I want everybody to understand that if you put the disclaimer on your personal page, that's all wonderful and good, and it establishes that you may not be speaking necessarily in an official capacity on behalf of the village. But that is not a get out of jail free card. If somebody makes an open records request, right, it may or may not still be subject to open records, because the Wisconsin Attorney General has given an opinion in a situation where somebody had a closed group. It wasn't Facebook, but it was another group. And somebody made an open records request and said, I want access to the page. And they basically said, you don't have to give somebody access to the closed page, but if there's any post that individual made relating to municipal business that is in an area where would be under the purview of their public position, that's a record and you have to give it to them.
But that's different than content. That's
well,
providing.
Right, but I mean,
you can say what you want, but you might have to provide the content.
Right, so what I'm saying is
the document.
that paragraph under sub 14, which specifically lays out that you are basically the records custodian of your own stuff that you put on social media, which is separate from the things that the clerk keeps pursuant to the statute and the ordinance. If there's an open records request for that, we're going to have to go through a process where what is out there, is it actually a record, and is it responsive? And if it is, we're going to have to respond to it. So,
is it beneficial in your opinion? So one's dealing with content, we're moving into G, but one's dealing with this is what you can say, and then the other one is, and this is the records you may have to produce. But is it beneficial to say who would be the judge of that? So for open records purposes, I think it's our attorney, correct?
well, I mean, ultimately, you know,
It would have to be.
It would have to be.
Think about when people have said, I want a document for blah, blah, blah. It goes to him, doesn't it?
well, what I would do, well, no, I don't get all of it. The clerk is the records custodian pursuant to ordinance and statute on most of this stuff.
So like if they say, I want trustee Menta's comment on this site, it goes to you, or do you refer to the attorney? For an elected official?
Well, we have that. I can tell you exactly what we did.
Okay.
We got it, and I said, I forwarded it to the trustee, and I said, here is a request.
But you did.
We are not the, well, I was referred to me, and then I said, you're your own records custodian. We don't, as a village, monitor this. First of all, I need to work collaboratively with you to find out if it's even responsive. Some of it we determined was not a public record, and there were a few minor things that were included that probably were a few mundane things. And then we got it, and we produced it to the person, and that was the other.
For elected official, I just think it would be beneficial if that is the process. Like if that is, just put a sentence in of, the clerk makes the initial request would go to the clerk. They may or may not forward it to, but I get it. We're our own custodians of our documents, but who do we work with? And so the public has a clear understanding.
I apologize, I think that's already in there.
Okay.
So we already have that the village clerk is designated as the legal custodian. And we do say that in the end of that paragraph, the clerk will work in conjunction with the official and the village attorney to determine whether a responsive record exists. So I think we're covered. And once again, Nathan, thank you for that suggested language.
So a lot of the rest of this is basically the best case scenario. We're basically saying as a village, this is how we would expect our public officials to conduct themselves when they're online and represented capacity. Again, those are guidelines. If someone breaks the guideline, well, they break the guideline. We can't remove somebody from office. We can't. You could theoretically vote to censure somebody, but that's essentially, there's no teeth to that. There's, under the statutes, the statutes do not treat elected officials like employees because those people, by definition, answer to the electorate, not a supervisor, basically.
And the electorate needs to know what to vote on, so they state their policies. Okay, perfect, fine.
That's
Fine. Any other questions?
In section G, the second bullet, it says, can reflect on the village and your department, it's in the department. It's just the village, right?
Yeah, once again, that's copied language. Yeah, I'll remove department because yeah, you don't have
Department of,
fair point.
okay.
And so for records retention for H, I'm just, if we're putting 2 into G, can we put H under what it's referring to? So records retention, we already addressed in G for elected officials, is that correct? I mean, between 2 and G for elected officials, we talk about records retention and open records law. But then this is saying any information posted on an official social media page of the village, so shouldn't that go under?
That's village pages. That's
Yep.
not for elected.
Right, so shouldn't it move before elected, so just to under,
So switch G and H.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you want that to come first before,
Yes.
because it's more introductory.
Because it doesn't apply to elected officials, you don't want it underneath it.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay, otherwise I got confused.
Okay. Great. Love it.
I think that's it.
Okay. That being said, I can go through and make those track changes, and once again, I'll have that on the consent agenda for you all to consider. Okay?
Hold on 1 second. So I didn't see the last sentence, I just want to make sure I'm okay with it. Violations or concerns about elected officials should be addressed with the village president. In the case that the village president violates, it should be reported to the public safety chair. Is that because that's the president's deputy? Like,
Yeah, that's why, yeah,
Okay,
if
from
any
Shorewood.
other recommended, I just,
For now,
starting point.
because we don't have an
Yeah.
ethics committee, okay. I would say it's JP&L, but I just feel like any board-related matter goes to JP&L for ordinance relations.
I think it should go to the deputy, which just makes sense if the next time.
So
I agree, those are the two that make sense.
I do too. I think they both make sense.
It's up to you as a board to
For
how you
future,
want.
the JP, if you had to create an ethics committee and you didn't want a new committee, you go to JP&L. That's we've always talked about when we do agendas and where committees are going to, anything dealing with board relations. Is that correct, Rebecca? If we have ordinances related to the board, when we talk about board structure, where does that go? Which committee? Public safety?
Oh, it would be dependent on topic, because sometimes, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? So whenever we've ever talked about, okay, we're gonna redo our board ordinances. right?
sure,
The committee that would discuss it would be JP&L.
correct, that's where we've discussed it before,
And so I just feel like if it's not gonna be me and it's about me, I don't care who's on the committee, I'm not talking about any individual, I just feel JP&L is the right committee. Public safety is weird.
It's not going to a committee, if I may.
Oh, it's just the chair?
Mhm.
It'd be your,
It's just
It's just
because
file.
that's the number 2 person. And since we don't have a complaint procedure, you're not gonna
Yeah, I
have a
understand.
hearing or a trial or
Right.
impeachment, it's really just a kind of courtesy,
yeah.
I feel very, I mean, I think the JP&L chair is equipped to do that, because that's what they're doing all year. And public safety is not handling that type of, it's just not public safety chair is not handling that type of material. And it would be less experienced if it was the same, I just,
Is there any way we can take a quick straw poll? Are we allowed to do that? So I get a general direction on how to.
or maybe just hear from people.
Yeah.
Safety, the ordinance, safety is the second in line
Right,
if there's
so it's logical,
Right,
that
it's-
safety, I mean,
You know, I don't have a strong feeling either way.
Yeah.
To be totally honest.
consistent.
Under the last president, if this was under, I would have wanted to, because Ann McCabe was, Trustee McCabe was, I'm just gonna use her as example. I would have hoped that if in her absence, when it's a personnel issue, even if it's village president, or that it would go to Trustee McCabe as the head of JP&L, just because it's personnel, even though we're not employees, it's related to, it's not a cop car or it's, so I would think that Trustee McCabe in that capacity would have had the most insight into what to do. If I'm working with the village manager. Anyways,
I think both arguments are good ones. It's just
Yeah, well,
whatever
we
your,
don't have
whatever your
anything to do
preference is.
anyway, so we will all know what will have to be done if we do get to that next step. But, you know, in the absence of that, this is just a placeholder.
Just a
And
place,
having the
yeah.
second in
That's
command,
fine.
to me, makes sense as the placeholder.
makes no sense to me, but whatever. Yep.
Okay,
Specific violations. Okay,
I'm still a little confused.
Oh,
We
sorry.
moved H in front of G, because H doesn't address officials, but the second paragraph addresses the officials.
I'm actually gonna move it in front of F, so it's gonna go in front of F and G, because I wanna keep,
Okay.
I wanna keep those two together, because they're both guidelines, I don't wanna put it in between
Okay.
guidelines,
Good.
okay? That's my plan as of right now.
All right.
We're just trying to work.
Okay, thank you so
Oh,
much.
can I ask
Oh,
one other question?
okay.
Just because currently, we've had a couple of requests about postings that were made about the village president, and it went directly to Rebecca, is that correct? They initially went to you?
Yeah.
So at this point, they would initially come to me, I want to be clear in this position, and then if it was about me, which there's been a couple, then it would go directly to trustee Ward, and you wouldn't be involved. I mean, he might consult with you, but it wouldn't go to you.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, someone from the public might send it to her initially, and I know
Absolutely.
where
Right,
it
and
goes,
then I,
but,
like most things, I'm pretty correct.
yeah.
Okay.
So it would be redirected.
Takes you out of it, like that.
Yes, that's like,
There's gonna be like 15.
We're at 2
I just
years.
feel like-
We started.
You got 5 done.
We're getting the second.
Yeah.
They don't want the elected officials involved as much. I mean, they want that consistent admin. Public relations is not going to do that. Oh, yeah, we can move on. Report to the village officials. So, as I talked about, I met with President Shaw. We had a great, what's my input, right? We had a great conversation. It was about 45 minutes. We just talked about the safety plan, just to share with you what I shared with her, and she agreed. The only real deficiency that I saw when I reviewed the plan was on our part as well, which is the village's end, that the maps are missing from what the police chief has. There's only 2 buildings, 2 building maps, so we are working adamantly to get those updated and complete. The fire department and the police department were not given the same thing, so we're going to address that. The walkthroughs only occurred with the police chief, so I've asked exactly what I asked tonight of ourselves, which is, can we have the 3 safety organizations doing the walkthroughs once a year with the designated principal or whoever is the school designated person that fills out those forms. And she agreed to that was a good idea. And then
Where's the 3 safety organizations?
it's fire, police, and the health department. There were some phone numbers that needed to be included in the appendix, but I think the main point was just for our personnel, safety personnel, if we could just all get the same information. The fire department does have something that uploads those maps for each building, which he has not confirmed how many buildings maps he has, but I did see one, and they automatically upload into the vehicle and onto their laptop, so when they get a call, they'll know exactly whatever officer. The police department does not have that, they only have 1 hard copy. She was under the impression that they have multiple. So I informed her their software, and we're gonna look into that to see if it's cheap enough that it would make sense to purchase at the school district so that everybody has the same thing and can upload into their handheld, and whoever's dispatched would have those maps. So that was really the crux of it, and I thought it was a great meeting. More to come. I'm done. Anybody else? Next is village trustees. Trustee Warner.
I'll just report on last Thursday, we had the, Nova Braddock presented the CDA with the initial, the public meeting on the housing study. President Rosa was also in attendance.
It was excellent.
A lot of information, a lot of opportunity to ask questions. I would note that the final report out is February 6th, right? I'm right on that. So February 6th, we're due for the final report out. I look forward to it.
And the main conclusions, I can summarize them if you want me to.
Seems like for me.
No,
Yeah,
you
so there's
guys-
only 3 points. I mean, I
Oh,
would think
Let's just move.
Yeah, let's move.
okay.
It's on that.
All right, maybe you want to just provide a bullet point list for the other trustees to know what the housing study, it's a recommendation.
Maybe in an email or something.
Yeah, so if you can do that, Rebecca. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think we got actually preliminary.
I mean, from the presentation.
I don't know if people were, last Wednesday, Chris Gallagher passed away.
Oh, my gosh.
He's been very active on the planning commission for at least 2 terms, very instrumental. He also was in the Little League, he was the main mover on the pavilion in River Park. He was real active in the Little League.
What was his name again?
Chris Gallagher,
He's
he's
on the
the
plan-
architect that
Yeah, that's right.
fashioned the agreements.
How long was he on the plan commission? For a
At
long?
least 2, he was really good
It
because
was 3 terms.
he understood the constraints on developers and their things, and, you know, helped brought that information to the planning commission, as someone who actually builds stuff and has to make things work, so he was very helpful. So it's a real loss to the village.
Do you know when his wake or funeral
I
is?
think
or
it's
anything?
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, okay.
Thank you. Anybody else that has a report? No? All right, we will move on then to the village manager. Nothing. Can you remind us when the transportation presentation is?
January 30th.
Uh-huh.
It's a Thursday evening,
Oh, I'll be on the flight back from Florida.
6:30.
Hold on, 6:30, because I got the housing one wrong, so 6:30
6:30,
in,
Village Center.
okay. So to get on any kind of agenda, we had put a disclaimer that it's not the final for public input.
Correct.
And, okay, remember we requested that. Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll move on to items for future agenda or for future consideration. I think somebody asked, trustee Menta had indicated a listing and you were gonna provide that, I don't know when or in the future.
It's located in the packet, it's just a snapshot of a running tally list that we have here, so the language is not meant to be formal in any way. In fact, trustee Bachhorst got something earlier that just updated. So it's just a reflection of what's been out there, and you know, the dates are always sliding, only because that we need to be responsive in terms of what comes up relative to each agenda, because sometimes things can move really quickly and some things, you know, just based upon operations. So just wanted to give you a quick snapshot.
And Rebecca and I had a discussion, and I just said, could you please relate that to the board members, just so everyone understands. We had originally talked about in committee of the whole, who has the authority to move items around into committee and which committees, and you'll see, hopefully through this, it is a really difficult job for our village administrator, because she really sets the agendas and I just go in and we chat. But she does it based on operational needs of the departments. And so if there's an opening in a slot, she'll say, these are the ones that are outstanding, I've slotted this in because we have time. And I know trustee Menta's not here, but that has been a concern for some board members of why and who is doing that. It's definitely the village manager, it's based on operational needs. And so that flexibility, I appreciate that the board gives that to her, because as we get more and more agenda items for the future, she has a very difficult time playing chess over here. And I appreciate her efforts, but I do appreciate the board giving her that flexibility. Anybody have any questions on that?
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. Anybody have any future agenda items to consider? Nope, okay. Then we will have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Bachhorst, second by trustee Maher. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. Thanks and have a great